the Sexes, which stars Steve Carell and Emma Stone. Basically, it's about a tennis match. I love this movie. Steve Carell does a great job playing a misogynistic jerk, and then you have Emma Stone playing the woman tennis player. She's really good in the movie, and what you find out about her character is very interesting. It was a really, really good movie. Definitely check it out. Lady Bird, which starred Saoirse Ronan and the woman that plays Roseanne's sister from the Roseanne TV show. I definitely liked this movie a lot. I thought Saoirse Ronan was really good in the movie. Lucas Hedges was really good, and Greta Gerwig was really good directing it and everything. So definitely check that movie out. I found it kind of cool that she doesn't really have a love interest in the movie. I mean, she does have boys that like her, but the main thing that happens to her is that she's trying to resolve a friendship she has with one of her friends. And that was done really well in the movie, too. So it was definitely one of my favorite Saoirse Ronan movies. Let's go to our next film. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Oh, wow. I love this movie. Such a good dark comedy. This was such a good film. Frances McDormand is really good in it. I like Sam Rockwell in the film. Woody Harrelson was great. Peter Dinklage was really good in the film, and the whole significance with the billboards was done very well. The only thing I didn't really like about the movie, and I'm going to go a little bit of spoilers here, there's a scene where Frances McDormand's character, I mean, her billboards get burned down in the film, and she knows that one of the police officers is behind it. So kind of like exact revenge. Instead of going after the police officer that she knows is responsible, Sam Rockwell's character, she just burns down the whole police station. Yeah, that's really smart. That was the only thing I didn't like about the movie, but I think there was something good that came out of that anyway. And Lucas Hedges is really good in the movie too. So definitely loved 3 Billboards. Let's talk about The Man Who Invented Christmas, one of my favorite Christmas films that came out for 2017, starring Dan Stevens as Charles Dickens. I really liked this movie. I liked how this told the way he wrote A Christmas Carol, a supposed way how he wrote A Christmas Carol, and how he had trouble dealing with the characters that he was creating and everything. It was a really good movie. Definitely a good movie to watch every year around Christmas time. Let's go to Wonderstruck, which has the girl that plays the daughter in A Quiet Place. This was a really good movie. I liked how it flipped back and forth between the black and white and the color. The girl that was from A Quiet Place that shows up in this movie is really good in the film, and everything else about the movie was really good. A Darkest Hour, which is the Winston Churchill movie. Great film. Gary Oldman does a really good job playing Winston Churchill. The makeup is really good on him. I know some people consider the movie boring, but I love the movie because I really wanted to learn something about Winston Churchill. Let's go to All the Money in the World, which is about Mr. Getty and the true story of his son getting kidnapped, being held for ransom, but he doesn't want to pay the ransom since he's putting his money ahead of his own family. His grandson, I think, and his daughter-in-law is trying to get the money to pay the boy freed. She's getting some help from Mark Wahlberg's character. It was a really, really good movie, very suspenseful. Definitely check that movie out. One of my favorite animated films for 2017, Coco. Since I'm half Mexican, that's one of the reasons why I love this movie. Did a great job with the Mexican Day of the Dead. I know some people would say this is a ripoff of Book of Life. Not really. This movie does its own thing with the Day of the Dead. And Guillermo del Toro actually thinks that this movie is a better film than Book of Life. He's the one who made Book of Life. And one of the things I really liked about Coco is the fact that it had more Mexican voice actors than Book of Life did. Talk about Stronger, which starred Jake Gyllenhaal, dealt with the Boston bombing, only this one dealt with a survivor of the Boston bombing trying to heal from the injuries he got. Jake Gyllenhaal is excellent in the film. He loses his limbs in the movie, and he's trying to heal from the injuries, and it is a really good movie. Let's talk about the new adaptation of It Chapter 1. I did like this movie. I thought it was really good. I had some problems with the film, but overall, it was a really good movie. The kids were great in the film. Bill Skarsgård was good as Pennywise. I thought the movie was very scary. It's probably the best adaptation we're going to get of it, whether you liked it or not. I know there were a couple people on the internet that didn't like it, but it is a great movie. Definitely can't wait for Chapter 2. And let's talk about a movie. I know I didn't review this one, but I want to talk about this movie anyway. That was on Netflix. Gerald's Game, the Stephen King adaptation. This was a great Stephen King adaptation. I hate the book because what happens in the book is a couple go away to this cabin to try something new with their sex life, something new kinky, and the wife agrees to be handcuffed to the bed while her husband is about to have sex with her, but then the husband dies before they're about to get on with it. So now she's stuck handcuffed, and she's got to figure out how to get unhandcuffed. And the book, what I didn't like is the fact that I was just waiting for her to get unhandcuffed. But once you see it within the movie, it's done so much better because it's actually got good suspense and everything. Carla Gugino does a great job in the film and everything. I was really invested with her character and everything. So definitely love this movie. One of my favorite Netflix films. Definitely check this movie out. Directed by the same guy who did Oculus and did the Haunting a Hill House series, which is probably one of the reasons why he's going to be directing the Doctor Sleep movie, which is kind of like a sequel to The Shining, only it's a sequel to the book story The Shining, not the Kubrick movie. It'll be interesting to see how that comes out. Some other films that are on the best list for 2017, Thor Ragnarok. My favorite movie from the Thor franchise. Yeah! I love how they used Led Zeppelin twice in the movie. Hela was a great villain. Love Jeff Goldblum in the film. Chris Hemsworth was great as Thor. Love seeing the Hulk. Valkyrie was cool. Korg and Meek were great. I like that Meek wasn't talking because in the Planet Hulk animated film, Meek talked, and I found Meek kind of annoying in the Planet Hulk animated film. So I'm glad he wasn't talking in this. Loki was very good in the movie too. This whole movie was so good. I liked Heimdall in the film as well. The only thing I didn't like was seeing the Warriors 3 get killed. I'm wondering why wasn't Lady Sif in this? I heard that Jamie Alexander was busy on some other project, and that's why she couldn't be in this movie. She had a conflict or something. Let's talk about I, Tonya, which had Margot Robbie playing Tonya Harding. I like this movie. I thought this movie was really good. Margot Robbie did an excellent job playing Tonya Harding, and how it dealt with the story of Tonya Harding versus Nancy Kerrigan. That was done very well. The only problem is we really didn't get a good enough story from the perspective of Nancy Kerrigan. We only got it from Tonya Harding. Granted, that's because her name is in the title, but I wanted a little bit more from Nancy Kerrigan as well. Let's talk about The Killing of a Sacred Deer, which is another Yorgos Lanthimos film. This was very, very suspenseful. Colin Firth was excellent in this. Nicole Kidman was great. Rafferty Cassidy was really good, and the boy that challenges Colin Firth because he blames Colin Firth's character for, I think it's like the death of his father or something, from a malpractice that Colin Firth's character did. The boy in that movie is really good, played by Barry Keoghan. I believe he was also in Dunkirk. This guy was great. I really thought he did an excellent job in the film. And everybody in this movie did a great job. Such a suspenseful film. I'm not exactly sure how he did what he did, though, but the way he threatened Colin Firth's family, but it was a really good movie. Let's talk about a film called Colossal, which starred Anne Hathaway. This was a really good film. Very interesting, very unique kind of film, which had a kaiju monster in it. In this film, Anne Hathaway finds out she has the ability to control a kaiju monster. She is seeing this kaiju monster attack, but she's realizing the kaiju monster is moving very similar to the way she moves, and then she realizes, I can actually control this kaiju monster. Somehow the kaiju monster is her. So that was very interesting, very cool. And everybody else that is in that movie are very good in the film. Jason Sudeikis, he was great in the movie. I thought that Dan Stevens was really good. Tim Blake Nelson was pretty good in the movie. It was a really good film and very unique too. So definitely check that movie out. And the last movie I want to put on my best list is The Shape of Water, directed by Guillermo del Toro. This movie is awesome. I really like this movie. I wish that the live action Beauty and the Beast movie was a little bit more like this film, because this film is so good. I liked Michael Shannon, who played the antagonist in the movie. I liked the way the creature looked in the movie. I liked the use of practical effects in the film. All the actors in this movie were so good. Sally Hawkins was excellent in the film. Doug Jones does a great job as the creature. Richard Jenkins was really good in the movie. Octavia Spencer was really good in the film. Everybody in this movie was really, really good. I think this might be my favorite film for 2017. Definitely very high up there on the list. That's my list for 2017. I will do a best and worst list for 2018 once I finish up all the reviews that I got left over in my computer. I'm going to be doing a catch-up video for some that I didn't review that were early in 2018, and then I'll probably do another catch-up video later on to get some other movies reviewed that I didn't do yet. Then we'll also do some individual reviews, and then we'll get to the best and worst list for 2018. And while we're going on, we'll do some reviews for 2019 as well. So that's it all I gotta say for 2017.